What you got there? The snack?
This is Chip's new addition to his mushroom snack.
It looks like a fresh version.
This is the one using ground flax, and I told him I'd try it. I didn't tell him I'd try it. Oh,
look at how crispy it is.
Crispy. Pretty good. It's the cinnamon one.
Ooh, that's good.
Mm-hmm. Man, I would totally. My favorite cereal was Cinnamon Toast Crunch as a kid. What was yours?
Fruit Loops.
I like Fruit Loops too. Fruit Loops is probably a close second. Cinnamon Toast Crunch is probably my first. But this, if I cut that up into squares and put like
you can
heavy
turn that into
cream
cereal
or something in there,
yeah.
that would definitely taste like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Pretty good.
10 out of 10.
I'm breaking my fast right now with this. I should have break too, but I've been doing alternate day fasting.
Oh, yeah. Are you starting that this week, or did you?
Last week.
Okay.
Yeah,
how's it going?
Let me chew. You talk, let me
chew. You're doing alternate day fasting. You're going to, I think what you were telling me is you're going to ramp up your calories on your feeding days to elongate out the average over the course of the week so you're not in a deep deficit. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, so I'm in a building phase right now. I'm not trying to, get into competition mode and get shredded or anything. I would like to lose a little bit before this 50-mile march because the more weight you're carrying, the harder it is. And I'm like last year I did the march at 190. This year I'm currently like 180. I would like to get down to like 175 or so. Mm-hmm. The easiest year was when I was in prep, literally the week before peak week, and I was like 160, 159. That was the easiest march. Even though I was depleted, I was just so much lighter. So I'd like to lose a little bit more for that. And then the next month is hunting season, so I could just kind of like stay at a leaner fighting weight throughout that. But for me, in a building phase, eating ad libitum, I could just eat ad nauseum, dude. Like you're the same way. Like when you and I were in bulk together, and we were like, how much you eat yesterday, man? You're like, oh man, I went berserk. I ate like 4,500, 5,500, 6,500 calories. And that's me too. Like I could just eat so much food. So I have a hard time relating with people that are like, oh man, I'm just picking at 1,200 calories. I'm so stuffed.
Yeah.
It's like, man,
when people say they
like
forget to eat, or like, oh, I can't figure out how to get enough food, and like,
yeah. So that's evidence that our metabolisms are through the roof. Mm-hmm. That's one indicator of it. But for me, my maintenance is like 3,000 calories. Like I've tracked macros for years and years and years. I manipulate everything. I know that if I'm between like 3,000 and 3,300 or 2,900 and 3,300, my weight's stable. Mm-hmm. But 3,300 calories, I'm still hungry. So for me, it's like I want to feel full. I don't like thinking about food, especially if I'm in a building phase, because I'm only going to have that intensified as I'm in a cut. So in a building phase, I want to actually feel sated. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to eat ad libitum. And for me, that winds up being like between 5,000 and 6,000 calories. And I feel good at that. And then the next day, not eat anything, do an alternate day fast. And then when you average that out over the course of a week, the average daily intake winds up being around, 2,800, 3,100, somewhere around there. So I'm doing that. And for me, psychologically, I don't even think about food on my days that I know are going to be fasting days. Like if I eat until satiety on my eating days, it makes it totally tolerable for me to not think and fixate on food on my fasting days. And that has been enjoyable. And I'm doing it every other day, so like it never falls on the same day of the week. Like Monday is not always eating day or whatever.
Sure. Yep.
So it's good because my training has a little bit of variation in it. Like I'm doing one long march either Saturday or Sunday in preparation for this march. I'm running every single day now. I'm lifting every single day. And if I'm not lifting, I'm still doing my push-ups, pull-ups, and something. So my output is up right now. But I've honestly enjoyed it. Like today I was squatting and, pause reps at 315 with perfect form. Felt pretty good. And that was totally fasted, having marched 10 miles the day before. Mm-hmm. So it's not hindering my performance. My weight, it'll spike a little bit the day following the feeding day. But it's trending down overall. Like I was 178 this morning, 176 on the in-body scale, which is definitely on the way down for me. So I'm digging it so far. I like it.
Sweet. And on your fasting days, are you still hitting your electrolytes?
Yeah, but since I'm not depleted right now, I've got like enough residual from my feeding days that if I don't have electrolytes on my fasting days, it's not a big issue. I might have like a couple pickles on my fasting days to get some sodium in, but that's the extent of it. Or I'll do like a scoop of Relight or something like that. But pretty much, if I'm not here, I'm not really doing any electrolytes because I steal your electrolytes. And if I'm not here and I can't steal your electrolytes, I don't get them in. So thank you.
You could probably order some.
I probably could, but I just like an excuse to pop into your office and say, "What's up, man? Stealing some electrolytes." So that's how we roll here.
That is,
But
their community
lights. But no, I feel good, man. Like honestly, like this is only week 2, going into week 2, and it's crazy because like on the day after a feeding day, I get crazy pumps. Like I just feel swole. And obviously my total carbs are not that high. Like the other day, these past 2 feeding days, I was right under 6,000 calories. And my total carbs were like 30 grams or less. I think it was like that's 24, crazy. 26 grams and 30 grams. So not that many total carbs. It's like pretty much just a lot of meat.
It's just trace carbs, right?
Yeah, trace carbs from like
cheese,
heavy cream
dairy,
or eggs, stuff like that. Or a brick. If I do a brick, I'll have, 10 grams, 12 grams of carbs from a single brick. So minimal carbs, but I get a noticeable increase in muscle volume and pump the day following the feeding day. And I feel good. And then the following day when I'm, a little bit more depleted from that fast, I still feel good and I just feel tighter. So like I'm getting the best of both worlds. So I'm digging it.
Sweet.
Speaking of training, I want to talk to you about that. So we're going to do full body throughout the rest of your prep. And then we're going to do like a whole documented build phase 2026 after your reverse diet and everything. But I was thinking, with you battling the injuries that you are right now.
I wouldn't call it an injury. It's like a impingement.
Yeah.
Like I didn't have nothing hurt. Like I didn't hurt anything specifically at a specific time. It's just this
suboptimal,
weird, I don't know, reduced range of motion and pinch something by going on my back.
But because of that, you're not going as heavy as you typically would.
I can't. Like I physically cannot. My whole left side gives out.
Yeah. And for me, doing a run every single day right now, my output's pretty high right now. It's harder for me to like double down on super top end sets of like hitting PRs at a higher weight. And I'm really trying to focus more so on the march and somewhat focus on cardiovascular health right now. What if we switch gears slightly, continued the full body, but really doubled down on range of motion and time under tension?
Sure, I'm down. Slow it down.
Yeah, slow it down.
Tempo training
and just go complete range of motion. Like the other day, I was doing, I think it was training solo that day. You weren't here. I was doing dumbbell bench press, and normally I'll go up to like 100 pounds on dumbbells and I'll bang out 8 reps or something. But this time, I was going way. Like I flared out my dumbbells and I went way deeper.
Get a deeper elongated position.
I only hit like 90 for 4 and 100 for 2. So not near the total volume or rep count that I was previously, but I got a way better stretch and more activation.
You're getting way more stimulus that way too.
Yeah. So what if in light of your impingement, my output, rather than doubling down on speed, not that we're training for speed or velocity training, but we have a pretty quick tempo anyways. And it's probably because we're supersetting everything and like following each other. Like I don't want to hold you up, you don't want to hold me up. Like we've got a pretty quick speed by default. We could probably just slow that down a little bit and then like not be in a rush and just stretch completely.
I'm down.
I think that'd be good.
Yeah.
So
I was thinking it'd be nice to switch something up, one of the variables, just because we've been doing this full body rotation since January.
Which I like it a lot.
Yeah. But then after my show, I think I want to kind of transition into more of a push-pull, hyper-heavy split like I was in previous to January.
I'm all for it. Like that 8-day rotational?
Yeah, where you do like a heavy push and a hyper-pull. I think it was more of a push-pull leg. So it's almost like, it was an 8-day, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Where we had dedicated lower body, dedicated upper body. We didn't do full body necessarily.
You want to do that going into the reverse or after the reverse? Either way is fine.
Probably after. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Maybe after the show.
But for the next 2 months, or basically until the show,
8 weeks,
if we just focus more, we don't want to like sacrifice top end strength at all.
I don't think we will.
I don't think we will either. But just like really training slower and more time under tension, I think, will be advantageous for the both of us.
Super focused. I can't think of the word. Not focused. Super focused squeeze in the contracted position would be good too.
Yeah. Like today when I was doing squats, I've done 405 and I put 5 plates on when I'm doing the safety bar. But like with today, just had 315 on there. But doing like those pause reps and just going freaking ass to grass, like I feel really good doing those. And it's like I'm going slow enough that I can feel every fiber popping and activating as I'm going through the motion, that I'm not really at any risk of injury, because if there's anything that's off kilter, like I catch it before it actually happens.
Right.
So,
and you don't have to go heavy when you train like that.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people overlook that slow time under tension, that tempo style training, and they just bounce the weight. They go too fast. They're not really focusing on the muscles at hand, and they're recruiting muscles to help because they're just using inertia and momentum.
Agreed.
Yeah. Sweet.
Another thing I wanted to talk about, bounce ideas around. Got a couple things to talk about. Well, on the business side, before we get into that, we got Brick by Brick that just launched. So that's now live, and this will go out.
This will hit Friday.
Friday's the 9th? No, 8th? 8th.
What's today?
Yeah,
4th,
today's
5th?
Friday will be the 8th, so this will go out on the 8th.
25th?
Yeah, which means the Brick by Brick promo is finished at 11:59 p.m.
On
this
Sunday.
Sunday, the 10th. So from now until then, people can still take 15% off their total order, volume discounts included, with the code Brick by Brick.
Yep.
And I'm super excited. Like Ellen's going to be painting those names whenever she gets some spare time. So I'm excited to see that thing filled up. It's going to be good.
Yeah, we got hundreds and hundreds of orders.
Yeah, we got a lot of names.
Monday morning we're recording.
Yeah,
so.
we're going to be packaging orders all day today.
Yep.
So huge thanks to all y'all that got bricks. I mean, we couldn't do this without you. The whole concept of the Brick by Brick promo is to basically honor y'all that helped build this business, literally brick by brick. So shout out to y'all. So that's exciting.
Yep.
But in other news, I was on a live call last week, that 5 o'clock podcast that I did.
Oh, yeah.
Super early in the morning.
Yeah.
We were talking, it was on the Kilts live show. And there was a lot of people, it's kind of funny, man, because that's definitely a carnivore community, right?
Yes.
Which I'm all for. I mean, I'm more often than not carnivore. I'm more carnivore than a lot of the people that claim to be carnivore.
Yeah,
and have carnivore in their Instagram handle.
Yeah.
But
start that one.
Yeah. But it's funny because they were asking me about specific questions like macro manipulation, grams, fat to protein, ratios, calories, and calories is kind of like this taboo word in a lot of the carnivore space. And CICO, calories in, calories out, all that stuff. And it's funny because they oftentimes throw shade towards the calories in, calories out paradigm. And, people in general will kind of negatively approach the eat less, move more stereotype, which for good reason. I mean, that obviously hasn't really made a meaningful impact on the health of society. But then they'll counter that with just eat fatty meat. Just eat fatty meat. That's the default response to everything. Just eat fatty meat. And I got to thinking about analogies here, and I'm in business, I'm an entrepreneur, I build things. If calories in, calories out, CICO is this thing that people just want to throw shade to, yeah, it's fine. But then responding to that with just eat fatty meat, that would be the equivalent of someone coming to me asking for business advice, asking for tactics, strategies, game plan, protocols to measure, level up their game in business or finances. And then my response being, just work really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
with
true.
no direction, right?
Yeah, that's true. It's going to require a lot of hard work, but no shit, Sherlock. We need some tangible metrics. We need some stepping stones where we can see and gather momentum. And I get frustrated with this, just super generalized, generic, non-helpful information. Fatty meat is the core of everything that I consume, but just telling somebody that's trying to level up in life and improve their composition and get things dialed in because they've plateaued is not likely going to see a profound improvement with the words of just eat fatty meat if they're already eating fatty meat,
right?
So
how much fatty meat?
Yeah. So it's frustrating.
We can't manage what we can't measure.
Can't measure
what we don't measure.
Can't measure what we can't measure.
Yep.
What can be managed, what can be measured, can be managed. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been thinking all in terms of analogies here lately, and I was thinking of another one because I'm getting into bow hunting again, specifically traditional bow hunting. And you and I are talking this morning about just our space in general in bodybuilding. Like natural bodybuilding is pretty much a cult niche following to begin with. And then you've got ketogenic natural bodybuilding, and that's like tip of the spear, like it's super cult, like it's very, very, very niche. And you think of like hunting, and I'm thinking in terms of hunting because I just got done reading Cam Haynes' new book, Undeniable, which is great, by the way. But it's like he's a bow hunter. He doesn't use a rifle. He'll go on dangerous hunts and refuse having a rifle as a backup. And it's like, if the bear kills me, the bear kills me. It's just meant to be, you know, like he's just hardcore with it. But I'm thinking of things in terms of analogy, and it's like there are a lot of parallels between hunting and bodybuilding. Like bodybuilding with performance-enhancing drugs and, you know, all the bells and whistles, all the supplements, all the new gizmos and gadgets. It's kind of like hunting that's been just over-commercialized, all the fancy equipment, you know, shooting 1,000 yards with like souped-up scopes.
Sure.
It's like not nitty-gritty in the details, close and personal. And then you got the next tier up from that. I mean, still admirable. Like I respect bodybuilders just as I respect, you know, hunters that are doing that. And there's a lot of skill in long-distance shooting, not to take anything away from that, just as there's a lot of skill in enhanced bodybuilding.
Right.
You know, I've got friends and clients that are enhanced, like more power to them. That's not the route I've taken. And the next level up, you got like natural bodybuilding, which is kind of like bow hunting. You know, bow hunting is more of like an art. It's traditional. It's just kind of, you have to, you know, put more emphasis on the stalk. You've got to put more groundwork in. You've just got to be more prepared. You got to put in more practice. You can not shoot a rifle all year long and then, you know, have a pretty good group after picking it up for the first time. With a bow, you can't do that. You know, like if you take months and months off from shooting a bow, you pick that bow up again. It's not like riding a bike. Like you're going to suck until you get honed in again, muscle memory. And you take it one step further, and then you've got like ketogenic natural bodybuilding. And that's like shooting with a traditional longbow. Because I mean, it's like more instinctive. It's more intuition. It's even more of an art form. And there's less gizmos, gadgets, and bells and whistles.
Right, you can't cheat the system.
Yeah, and like you look at natural bodybuilding where they're using like all kinds of fancy supplements. They've got all kinds of just extra stuff. And, you know, people doing flexible dieting, eating all kinds of junk food. Like to me, that's like, I'm a purist. You know, I like tradition. I like purity. I like distilling things down to its essence, to its core. And like I have a compound bow, but I'm not excited about shooting it because it takes too much time to aim and line the sight pin up. It's just like I spend so much time with work and everything else I do to be like focused on all the little nitty-gritty details. Like I just want to feel it. I just want to be instinctive with it. I just want it to flow, you know?
Raw.
And I picked up the traditional bow and I was shooting it with Rigel, and I'm like, this is what I've been missing. Just like innate, raw, pure art. And it's like, that's what eating real food and being a natural bodybuilder is. You know, it's like distilling things down to its core essence, the building blocks that are tried and true and proven to work, the simple compound movements, the simple nutrition, the good nutrition. And it's like that I love. Like that's my bread and butter, for lack of a better term.
Butter.
But it's not as popular because it doesn't have that shiny object syndrome. Like bow hunting isn't nearly as popular as every other form of hunting. And traditional archery is like a super ultra niche cult as well. And ketogenic natural bodybuilding is the same in that regard. So it's like, how can we bring more excitement and enthusiasm to that, you know, that group? Because it should be there. Like I wish it had more notoriety. I wish it had more acceptance and knowledge around it. But it's like not, because people are so fixated on the next new shiny gizmo gadget thing that they're just always on to the next thing. But they're always on to the next thing, so they wind up just spinning their wheels and getting stuck with where they're at.
True.
So it's like we gotta educate people on the purity of what it is we're doing and why we do it. And there's not a lot of content out there.
And prove the point that you can do it. Like I think it gets lost in the shuffle.
Yeah, it gets lost in the shuffle. Like people have been killing, you know, dangerous game and grizzly bears with a wooden stick and primitive bow for much longer than they've been killing bears with high-powered rifles. And people have been building muscle, doing the basics for a lot longer than they've been using TRT, HRT, SARMs, all the supplements and special equipment, So it's like I'm all for technology and advancement and growth, but not at the demise of the core essence, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you got to find that happy medium.
Yeah, so it's like I'm more motivated than ever to just like educate people on the basics, the purity, and like the core of everything that we're doing. Because like we're always, it's a content shuffle out there. Like there's so much content, people can't even keep up with it. But there's not a lot of content around why we stay natural, why we do this, what the benefits are long term, because there's so much excitement around all the advancements in HRT, TRT, drugs, and everything else right now. And I don't know, like it's just had me thinking in certain, like Fred Bear. I was talking about Fred Bear, the godfather of modern day archery. He was putting out content when nobody else was, and he put archery on the map, but there was no demand for that content. He had to create the demand. So we have to create the demand, which is not a really good business model by any means. It's like ideally you find where there is demand, and you make a product that caters to it.
Yeah.
But it's like I'm passionate about this because I know the benefits of it. So let me educate people as to why they should as well.
It's definitely crazy. I'm in several like bodybuilding Facebook groups. Some of them even carnivore or keto, and every day there's just steady streams and comments and threads and interactions of what stack people are taking, how much they should be doing, and there's people in there that say they've lifted for a year or lifted for 6 months or lifted for however long, and they want to get into the enhanced or supplements that are going to kick them out of the natural pool. And the amount of people that comment in on that question is crazy with what everybody's doing and how much of each supplement they're taking and how their stack is performing. And
about someone younger than me whose coach is trying to sway them to like get on a bunch of drugs as a female. And like when you're, in your 20s and you're getting on a bunch of drugs,
you're in your prime, like you're in your newbie gains prime era with all this fresh stimulus where you can easily get a solid 5 years of pretty impressive progress.
Super
if you
impressive
just
progress.
Leverage your natural ability and eat right. Like you don't have to jump right to taking, steroids or hormones or anything like that.
And all of that, hormones are fickle, man. Like you pull one lever on hormones and there's like a downstream effect that is not going to correct itself overnight. Like it's not like something you can kind of dip your toe into, dip it out of, play around with. Like it has a lasting impact.
Well, I think that's the case for PEDs as well. Like you start messing with one of them or two of them, or you intermingle 2 or 3 or 4 of them, and now you're just,
Yeah. You look at young girls that are getting on, just any type of hormone implication, like whether it's
like birth
the
control,
pill, birth control, IUDs, hormonal IUDs, like all of that. Like when you're getting on something at 12, 13, 14 to minimize the impact of your cycle, like that's having an impact.
You're just messing with nature.
Yeah, you're messing with nature, and that could be a very controversial topic to go down to. Not opposed to talking about it, but it's like there are lasting impacts to everything. And you look at why we have incredibly low fertility rates right now.
And why men's testosterone sucks as the general population.
Yeah.
What do they say? Guys in their 20s or 30s nowadays have testosterone levels that would be expected to be like in your 70s.
Yeah, 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
it's
so many environmental.
And like a lot of women can't get pregnant now. In large part, I think, due to the hormonal implications that they start off at such a young age. It's just crazy. And it's like, I don't know. I think of things in terms of, what is it supposed to be like? What are the natural hormonal cycles? What are humans supposed to live like till the day that we die? Mm-hmm. And I'm not trying to cheat death. Like I want to optimize my life. I want to fight Father Time as best I can, but not at the expense of going through what a human being is supposed to go through, And I think a lot of people are trying to cheat death because they're unfulfilled in their life. That could be a super deep topic too. Mm-hmm. But like, if I died tomorrow, I don't want to die tomorrow.
Don't die tomorrow.
Yeah.
We got shit to do tomorrow.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff to do still. But I feel at peace with my life. I feel fulfilled. I feel happy. I've never sacrificed my integrity. There's things that frustrate the hell out of me. But at the end of the day, when I stop and pause and reflect on where I've come thus far in life, like I feel very content, not satisfied, but content of where I'm at. And I feel like I've come by it honestly. And I feel like people that aren't in that situation, they are easily filled with regret. They're more willing to cut corners. They're more willing to sacrifice their integrity. And it just, when they do that, it leaves a hole in them that they try to fill. And it just is an emptiness. And I don't want that, you know. And if that means, you know, I die someday, which it will mean, I mean, we're all going to die someday. But it's like, I'm going to be able to die in peace. And I think peace is something that a lot of people have a hard time finding.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of people try to live too fast, too.
They do. They do. I mean, that's kind of goes back to what we were talking about the other day with like all those concerts that you're going to. All these singers that are like having to postpone or drop out because of health implications due to living life in the fast lane, taking a bunch of drugs. And it's like, man, I recently... I'm not going to get too deep in the details here because it's personal for somebody else, but it's like somebody I know who kind of has been going downhill just opened up about taking some drugs, you know? And it's like, man, it has such a life-altering consequence. And it's not just isolated to the individual. Like anybody that person touches, it impacts them.
Oh yeah, ripples way out.
Ripples way out. Same thing with like suicide, like all that stuff.
Alcohol.
Yeah, like we're all one unit. We're all one ideally synergistic entity. And when you start stepping outside of that and doing things outside the realm of the natural, then it has a lasting impact. And it's in my opinion selfish of people to do that with no caution paid towards those that they love, those that are close to them, and how it impacts them, especially people with kids. I mean, it's like now that I'm a father, I really think about parenting a lot, and it's like, man, I want to do the best I can for them and put the right foot forward, and that, by definition, means that I'm not, you know, taking a bunch of stuff that's going to cut my life short or rule them with an iron fist and put them in a position where they would be more apt to do things that they shouldn't, you know?
Yeah, right.
So, man, we're going all over the place with this podcast. We just went.
Speaking of life-altering, they caught the murderer. I'm sure you guys have seen that.
Have we talked about that on the work podcast?
I don't remember if we did or not, but...
Yeah, so you want to give the people a little...
Yeah, so there's a state park here in the northwest Arkansas area called Devil's Den State Park. They've got a whole bunch of awesome hiking trails. And if you're not familiar with the story, there was a family... husband and wife and 2 children, 2 young daughters that were hiking there on Saturday afternoon of last weekend or previous weekend. And he was in the woods and he took mom and dad's life. The 2 daughters escaped and he was on the run for quite a while. But they caught him and they arrested him. I think based on their conversations with him, I don't know if he flat out acknowledged or took credit for doing it, but whatever he said led them to pin it on him pretty strongly. They didn't disclose any of the conversation. But he was a pretty sketchy sounding dude. He's not all that old, the 20s or 30s, just a younger guy. He was a teacher. He was actually just hired on at a teaching job here in, was it Springdale?
I think so.
Yeah. It hadn't started the school year yet, but it was getting close. And come to find out, he's got a history of other school districts letting him go silently after some interrogations or investigations into misconduct, some weird allegations toward young female students. Just his behavior in general was weird. And then a lot of the parents of those students in those past school districts are like coming forward and like sharing stuff online and like, yeah, we thought this guy was weird. He was always inappropriate. He like the kind of way he interacted with our kids and all this different stuff. So apparently he had a history prior to coming to this area. And who knows what his intentions were with attacking this family with 2 young daughters. They were 7 and 9 years old. And that's he's got a history with young girls. So,
but they got him.
They got him. He's hopefully, he's on death's
what is
death row now, or he has the potential of getting the death penalty, I guess.
Without parole, though, for sure.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see what happens. But
yeah, it's crazy, man. I don't understand people like that.
But like I hike there all the time. I hike there almost every single weekend. And had we not been at that competition in Little Rock, I would have been there hiking that day, that Saturday morning.
Which is why you are now carrying a knife.
So I picked up a little self-defense unit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just going to carry it in my hand, I thought about just packing heat and carrying every time I hike, but I want something literally in my hand as I'm walking.
Yeah.
That's quick response because...
Well, you got the guns, man. You got
but
no one's going to mess with you. They're going to see you come.
No,
all right,
dude could just jump up from behind a tree or the woods and poke you with a knife. I don't know.
Yeah, people are crazy, man. People are crazy. It's interesting that people feel so backed up against a wall that becomes their solution to the world.
There's been so many shootings, mass murders, attacks, I think just emotionally unstable people. They just need to deal with their emotions, not take it out on everybody else.
Why do you think people's emotions are so volatile right now, just in general?
Just the way the world is. I think there's just a lot of contributing factors. There's a lot of noise.
Yeah.
I think people are just dealing with like deep anxiety, depression, loneliness. They don't know how to deal with emotions. They deal with loss themselves instead of like actually working through it in a healthy manner. They're just like, screw this. I'm going to do something crazy. I'm going to try to divert that energy into something else. And they want to affect other people.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people lack a center of sorts,
or
like
they
something to ground them.
They have no will. They have no reason. They have nothing to look forward to. They're not driven. They're just coasting through life.
Have you ever been at someone's bedside as they've actually passed?
Yeah, my dad.
You were with him when it happened?
When he took his last breath, we were holding his hand.
What was that like?
Terrible. But I would not have wanted to miss it.
Yeah.
It was absolutely gut-wrenching when it happened. But now, looking back on it, it's like, wow, I'm glad I was there.
Yeah.
And actually, I think, I'm trying to remember now, but I think I was supposed to be out of the state visiting my buddy in Colorado. And I canceled the trip because we didn't know if his last time here with us was going to be during that time I was going to be gone. But I was just like, okay, I don't want to risk it. And I definitely would have missed it.
Yeah.
Which would have been terrible. So
I had a podcast a couple weeks back, and same situation. Like the guy that I was recording with, he was with his dad when he passed, and it was weird. Like, did you listen to that episode?
Mm-mm.
Definitely listen to that episode because I'd be really curious to get your take on that situation. But he was like, it was almost like he was comforted by the reality of it all, because like when his dad passed, he like saw the light leave him, so that when he buried his dad's body, he wasn't burying his dad, so to speak.
Yeah.
Like he knew that they were no longer one and the same.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You feel the same way?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's trippy, man. I've never been with somebody as they've died. I've been with lots of animals that I've hunted, but never been with somebody that I'm close to, like in the moment of their death.
I would recommend it, and that sounds kind of weird, but if you have the ability to actually experience that in a super close manner like that, it's very eye-opening.
Yeah, I've been to a bunch of funerals, especially like as a kid, and like they'd have an open casket, and like sometimes I've gone up, looked, sometimes I haven't. The reasons I haven't have always been because I want to remember that person alive as opposed to,
sure,
in an open casket. But at the end of the day, like that's not that person.
That's what I was just gonna say. Like, because my dad had an open casket too, and you go up there and you pay your respects and everything while you're at the funeral, but you know that they're not in there anymore. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's super weird.
And like when you think of your dad, like the image of him in the casket probably isn't what you think about.
No,
It's like
not at
all the memories,
Yep.
you know? Yeah. I mean, I would definitely want to be there in the final moments with all my loved ones.
And some people would be like, no, I can't stand it. It's going to be too hard. It's, you know, it's a very difficult thing to go through. And like, I wouldn't be able to emotionally do it, but I would say still do it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Like I didn't want to see it happen. It's like not being there isn't going to prevent it from happening.
Yeah.
You know, like you don't want to go through it because you don't want it to happen. Well, you don't have that control. So be there, because next year or in 2 years or 5 years or 10 years, you're going to know that you were there.
And I would think too, from their perspective, like if I'm putting myself in their shoes, like if I'm about to sail on home, as they say, like I would want the people in my life to be with me. You know,
sure.
I would want that.
You'd want that comfort at the end of the end of the stages.
So I think, like, out of respect for them, whether it's comfortable for me or not, I owe it to them to be there. You know,
it won't be comfortable.
Yeah,
it's not comfortable.
Yeah,
but do hard things.
Do hard things. And we're getting deep with this one.
Yeah, this one kind of spun all over the place.
Well beyond
randomly
macros and cardio.
Yeah, this is not the work anymore. This is maybe just the emotional work.
Yeah, well, that's the thing about the work, man. There's work. It's multifaceted. It goes beyond just
physical work, mental work, there's business work. Yeah,
it's life's work, man. Life's work. It does make you realize, though, when you're with people like that, like your dad. I mean, I can't imagine, but like you have a very clear grasp on what's actually important in life.
Oh yeah,
and it makes like all this superficial nonsense become what it is, which is just nonsense. Like it isn't worth one iota of your thought or time. You
like
know?
I wasn't thinking about how many likes my most recent video got.
Yeah.
Or, you know, just stupid minuscule details of unimportant things. It's like, oh, this is like the core of life.
Yeah. That's that centering, you know, and like you have that center and it just puts everything else into perspective. And it's like, when you know what matters, then when you're up against the wall,
it's not a big deal.
It's not a big deal.
Not a big deal.
Yeah. So you're probably not going to go stab people at Devil's Den.
No.
You know?
No.
Crazy stuff,
but
man.
I think people need to put themselves in those hard situations like that so they can they can dig deep.
Yeah. And like we've talked about before, like society speaking, we're in a pretty soft, plush era.
It's
so
terrible.
like there are certainly emotional hardships and lifestyle hardships that come at us unexpected, but the better we can seek out self-imposed hardships, the better we are equipped to handle those things that we have come into our lives unexpectedly. And I mean that's why we train, that's why we do what we do, that's why we have like non-negotiables in life that we abide by, because having discipline, having action, having work ethic and resilience in those times makes other things that life throws at you, which it most certainly will, more manageable.
Yep.
You know?
What did they say? Life doesn't get easier, we just get stronger.
Yeah.
Or we're more prepared to work through the hurdles, the speed bumps.
Got to put in the work.
Yep.
Put in the work. Man, I like it though, man. I like these mindset-centric recordings. How are we on time, Jip? How long have we been going?
38 minutes and 40 minutes.
That's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Anything else to cap it off with, bookend?
We got our show coming up here in what, we're 7 weeks out?
7 weeks in a day as of today.
So just a reminder on that.
Yeah.
Get your registrations in. We're doing some random drawings for those of you that register. Every single week, we're going to randomly pick somebody.
Yep. We're going to pick the random winner for the current registrants today. Probably.
Yep.
So, yeah, that'll be good. We got to call the venue, iron out a few details with that.
But we got a lot of stuff's coming in. We got a lot of excitement for our swag bags. We got a lot of awesome.
We got water bottles.
Yeah. We got custom water.
We got custom water.
We're doing some things that neither of us have seen other competitions do.
We're going all out with it.
Like we got full-blown carnivore bars in the swag bags.
Yeah.
Full size.
Every competitor is going to get full keto bricks, carnivore bars, relights, creatine from Molly and Keel at Keto Brains. We're going to have pretty legit swag bags. Yeah. It's going to be good.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Like, I would even just compete just to get one of those.
Yeah.
I mean, there's going to be $50, $60 worth of stuff in there.
The trophies are legit. I just ordered the rest of the trophies, so those are coming in. Yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. So,
Yep.
get on at naturalstatesavages.com.
Yep.
Brick by
And if
Brick
you-
Lunch, KetoBrick.com.
Yep. And if you're not going to compete in this show, definitely come check it out. It's
Yeah.
going to be, we want to have as many spectators as we can. We want to pack the house full. We're going to have a whole entire lobby full of vendors. We're going to have barbecue going. It's going to be,
Yeah, my dad's going to be cooking barbecue, and then Stan, I'm probably going to have him roasting a lamb the whole time, like on his little spit thing. So that'll be good.
sweet.
I mean, whether you compete or not, it's going to be just a cool
Yeah.
shindig.
Yep.
So, like, people should come for no other reason than that alone.
And we got a lot of people coming in from out of state to
Yeah.
compete. And I've been in contact with at least one person who's coming in from out of state just to be there, just to
Yeah.
like meet us and hang out and just soak up the vibes. So,
I got a notification that Eric Stone from the Tribe's coming in as an attendee. So that'd
sweet.
be cool.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stoked about it.
We're
I'm
gonna
sure
have like a
Daniel Schroyer's probably going to come in.
Sure. If he's around, I don't know.
Yeah.
He's a traveling guy.
He's a traveling guy. But it'd be good. I'm excited for that.
Yeah. We're going to have a kind of a,
I'm stressing a little bit because that's the first time I've done that thing. But then once that's over, I'll be able to like breathe a little bit, maybe like first 4 hours, and then on to the next big thing.
Yep.
Which we got cooking up right now. But yeah, I'm excited about it. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be awesome. All right, ladies and gents, that's a wrap. We'll see you next time for the work.